Unorganized engine swap video series part 2, go. Alright, so working on the new engine. We got it cleaned up pretty good. I got the new water pump installed. I got the new timing belt tensioner installed. I'm getting ready to put in the new front main seal. Luckily, I had ordered timing belt, water pump, head gasket, all the stuff for the old engine. So whenever we determined this engine was trash, or the old engine was trash, it's not really that huge of a deal because, I mean, all the oil leaks and stuff this engine had are going to get rectified with all the parts I'd already purchased. So that's cool, but I just wanted to come in and highlight this timing cover assembly. No head, obviously, but with everything disassembled and it all cleaned up. So just want to pop in and show this little spot. We've got some work done on the car too. We got some of the bell housing stuff undone on this side. We've got the accessories removed. I'm going to take the front pulley off. I can't pull it out the bottom. That was not going to work because of the control arms and stuff. So it's going to have to come out the top. So my plan is to just undo this stuff back here and then pull just the block out the top and then drop the new block in, connect it back to the transmission, get the bell housing hooked up, and then reassemble. So that's the plan so far. Checking in. Thanks. Unorganized engine replacement part 2. So when I first took the head off this thing, I didn't want to take the manifold off. I don't know why. I watched this stupid video that was like jimmy the head up and do this and that, and I decided it was like 5 minutes to disconnect all of this and set it off to the side. So now we've still got transmission mount connected, side mount connected, rear mount connected. The only thing that's holding the engine in is that mount and the dowels. These bell housing bolts are all out now. So all I got to do is set it back down on the wheels, roll it outside, disconnect the motor mount, tug this sucker out of here, and then I've got one thing I need to transfer over, this little vacuum line thingy. I don't know what it is, but the one that's on my engine's broken off, so I need to replace that. I've got a new oil filter. Like I said, I just did the rear main seal, so this thing's ready to go pretty close, or at least ready to go in. So I want to put the block in the car, go ahead and set the head on, put the timing belt on, put the timing stuff back together, get it timed, get the valve cover back on, and then just drape all the harness and the manifold and all that stuff back on. Unorganized engine replacement series video 3 commence. So, engine out of the Civic. Pretty drama free. We were ready to go, so she came right out. And that's what we're left with. So I don't think there's really anything else we got to do down here. This all kind of just hangs out. Just kind of got to watch out for that AC line. That's really the only thing that gets in the way of pulling the sucker out. I'm going to go ahead and bring the new engine over here and transfer everything from this one to that one. And we'll be back for installation. All right, y'all, I'm back. New motor's in the car. You can't really tell because it all looks the same. This is the new motor. It's bolted up. Bolted up enough to get the head on and do what it is the way I wanted to put it back together. But I know what everybody wanted to see was, why did we have to take the old one out? Well, that's why. As you can see, there is a large hole here where the number 1 connecting rod should normally live, and you shouldn't normally see a hole in the block. So that's why this engine had to come out and the other one had to go in. So that's that. We're going to roll her back in. We're going to put the head back on and keep on keeping on. Unorganized Civic engine rebuild part, I don't remember. So, okay. Last time I talked to you guys, I swapped the blown block. I showed you guys a picture of the hole in it. We've got the new block in the car. You know, the more I go through this, the more I think I can just repeatedly say, this is not a how-to video. This is not the way that most people would do this. Truthfully, I think if I were about anybody else, I would have just built this engine on a stand and put it in complete. But I don't have an engine stand. I've owned probably 20 of them, and every time I buy one, it's for an engine, and it ends up, when I sell the engine, the stand goes with it. So I had to borrow a cherry picker to do this. Luckily, my buddy had one that he wasn't using, so I'm kind of just working with what I got. And truthfully, for me, I feel like it's a little easier to put the head gasket on with the engine in the car for torque reasons. So now we've got our set at top dead center. Unlike before, you can see we have 1 and 4 up and 2 and 3 down. Yes, I know these pistons probably don't look as clean as the other ones did. I believe this engine's probably got 200,000+ miles on it, so it is what it is. Everything feels good. It turns over real smooth. I fogged it real good, so clean the cylinder walls, pistons, head gasket surface as good as I can get it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set the head on. I don't know if that's really the right next step, but that's what I'm gonna do, because now that I've got the manifold free and it's free to move around, I don't think I'm gonna have any issue at all putting the manifold back on. So I'm gonna just take that chance and go ahead and put the head on and torque it, because I know you can take this manifold off in cars. So now that I have the bottom brackets that I pointed out earlier off, there's nothing to hold this manifold up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the actual head on. I'm gonna actually torque it, and then I'm gonna start putting the valve train together. So I'll click back on once I get the head torqued. Unorganized engine rebuilding sequence, don't remember. So what I'm trying to do in this video, and I'm hoping this is gonna work out because I'm trying a little bit different than I normally do. Instead of me talking for 14 minutes about something I wanna do, I'm trying to just click in, do like a minute at a time of my updates, and so you guys can follow along and see it as it goes, because I can't film and work at the same time. And this just needs to get done, so I'm trying to not slow myself down anymore. So last I talked to you, you saw the pistons, we got the head back on, we set the cam in, we got the manifold back on. I'm putting this back together in a different order than I took it apart, so I never expected to disassemble this thing to this degree. So at this point, we are now going back to where I started when I thought I was just putting a timing belt on this. So we've got the head torqued down. We did a 3-step procedure, finished off at 49 foot-pounds, so that's good to go. I wanted to set my manifold back on and make sure everything I have is going to line back up. I'm going to leave the harness off to the side for now so I can get all my hoses and connections and stuff hooked back up. And I'm kind of just, you know, reassembling at this point. So what I want to do from here is I would like to get the intake manifold on, all the hoses on, bolted up, because I've got this one bolt behind the intake manifold that I know is going to fight me. So I want to go ahead and just knock that out and get that out of my mind. Hook my fuel lines back up, hook these coolant lines and all this other little jibbery jabber. There's only like 5 hoses that need to be hooked up. This is about the most simple car ever. So I've got my coolant passage gasket on, I've got my intake manifold gasket on. Luckily, I bought the whole head gasket set, so I've got every gasket I need. I am going to change that cam seal. I do have a new O-ring for this side cam seal. So we're doing it. We're doing the whole thing. We're sealing the whole sucker up. We got front main seal, rear main seal, cam seal, timing belt tensioner, timing belt, head gasket, head bolts, intake, exhaust. Everything's gonna have brand new gaskets. So I hope to goodness this thing doesn't leak. And I also hope to goodness that it starts up and doesn't smoke like a freight train, because these rings are worn out. But you know what, guys? This is what it is. This is a risk. You know, you go buy an engine from the junkyard and this is what you get. You're rolling the dice. So I'm hoping that I rolled for right once, because I've rolled wrong twice on this car already, and I'm just really sick of messing up this car. So I really want to hear some firepower today. I want to hear this thing run. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to come back after I've got manifold hooked up, back on. I'll probably come back after I put the valve train on. And then maybe I'll film the timing belt. I don't know. Just trying to get as much work done as I can. So see you guys in a bit. Okay, Update. We've got heads on, timing belts on, manifolds on. This side's all bolted up. Everything up top's good. I'm about to put the power steering pump back on. I've got the accessory belt 1 on, accessory belt 2 is about to go on. O2 sensors are hooked up. We're getting real close. I don't have spark plugs for it yet. I forgot to get some, so probably gonna go ahead and put the valve cover on, drape the wiring back over, hook those 2 connections up over there, plug everything back in, get the power steering pump back on, and I'm gonna call it there for tonight. And then tomorrow I'm gonna get back at it first thing with some spark plugs and oil everything up, fill up all my coolant, do all that stuff, and then we'll do test fire. So just wanted to do an update for where I'm at now. I had to redo the timing belt like 4 times because I put it on, got it all timed up, was going back together, and then realized I forgot the little intermediate cover there behind the cam because I didn't have, I had the head off and all that stuff. So did all that, and yeah, so we're getting really close. Be back in a bit. All right, y'all, we've been making moves all day. Got the exhaust on, we got the accessories on, we got the valve cover on, we got all the intake hooked up, all the wires hooked up. If I put plug wires in it and filled it up full of oil and antifreeze, it would start right now. But I need to get back underneath, I need to put that intake manifold bracket back on, and I need to plug in 1 wire for like a knock sensor that's underneath, and then I need to hook up the bottom of the exhaust. Those are the last things left. So we'll be running tomorrow, but this is as far as I'm going to take it today. I've literally been down here working on this for at least, I don't know, 6-7 hours. Just been kind of going piece at a time at my own leisure, but nonetheless I'm tired and I've been doing this all day and I want to go have some dinner. So we'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably just like come in with the fluids and we'll do a first start. I want you guys to hear the success or fail first. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, guys, we're back. Got kind of a late start this morning. I was pretty tired after all that work yesterday, believe it or not, and I needed a little bit of time to myself to kind of like recharge. So I did go out and get some spark plugs. So that's the remaining thing I needed to complete this task. So I'm gonna go underneath and I've got something that's rubbing on the flex plate. I think it's the little shield is messed up. Unbend that. I've got to put these 3 nuts on underneath. This is my pile of parts left. This is it. That's all we got left. So we're doing pretty damn good. I'm gonna clean up some tools. I got way too many tools out here that I don't need anymore because we're pretty much done. So I'm gonna clean up real quick and then I'm gonna get on back to getting back on, and we'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, moment of truth. We have engine installed, fully connected, full of fluids. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the camera down on the tripod, and I'm gonna get you guys centered up here. I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna start it. First start on camera. What's it gonna do? What's up, y'all? Driving the Honda. This is what success looks like. Cruising around in my neighborhood, revving out, no check engine lights. So I'm probably gonna post my attempt first start video and this video, which was a fail. I couldn't get the car to start, and turns out that I think it's got a bad idle air control motor or something like that, because it doesn't want to start unless if you give it a little bit of gas. Or I figured out if you push the air conditioner button, it revs it a little bit higher and it'll idle just fine. So I think maybe the I'm not really sure what the issue is, but anyways, it's running and driving now. It's not overheating. It's good. I purged the coolant. I purged the oil. It is doing everything that it needs to do, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. It runs pretty good. Car itself is pretty good, so I'm gonna call it a success. Pretty good for a $100 junkyard motor rebuild. So just wanted to click back in and let you guys know that we are rolling, and I am excited. So thanks, guys. That's gonna be probably it for the Civic series. I just kind of wanted to try to do a video of me fixing something. So we've done that. We've achieved our goal. And I think I'm probably going to sell this car. I was going to fix it up for my girlfriend, but I think I've decided that after all these issues, I still think I really want to keep it. So I'm going to send her down the road to one of these Text Time millionaires. If anybody wants a Honda Civic that runs real good, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Chris Basil Builds. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell your buds. Holler at me if you guys want to work on something together. If you're in the Northeast Oklahoma area, I'm in Tulsa. I live downtown, so if you guys want to collab on something or do a project or something, let me know. Talk to you later, guys.